Welcome to Pro Bull Talk, where it's all talk and no bull. Get ready to slide and ride.
All right, let's go, boys. Hustle. Come on now. Let's go. Woo! Lay down now. Go to it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Pro Bull Talk. And as always, Pro Bull Talk is brought to you by BTO, Bull Teams Only, and Dennis Davis Bucking Bulls. Before we get started today, y'all go and like Bull Teams Only. Go to their page. Go to their website. Give them a like. And if you're in town or in close, make arrangements to go watch one of their events. They're awesome events, great events. It's fun for the whole family with great bull riding action, with great concerts afterward. They've always got some kind of food, something going on there. I mean, I'm fat. I love food. So I think the last one they had crawfish and music. So. And if you like the wilder stuff, they got beer there too. But you get beer riding, you get bull
beer riding,
beer riding. Yeah,
that's what you do now.
You'll get bull riding and beer and food and good music, hot new music every event. So go give them a like and a listen because they help us come to you. And as always, Dennis Davis has been a long-time partner and friend, and we're glad that he's on board with us as well. If you ever need anything in the bull business, give Dennis a call. He can help you. So give him a like on all social media and everything. But today, me and Briar's in the studio. We had a young upcoming bull rider going to come in and fill in this episode. But as we all know, bull riders break down a lot, and he broke down. So we're gonna catch him on the next time we're in the studio. So now it's me and Briar, and guess what? We're going to be talking bull riding. Could you imagine?
Oh, man.
Yeah, all things bull riding. We're back in here again, and true to our roots, we've got some bitches and complaints. we.
That's the lightest way to put it.
Yeah, you sit back and you look. I mean, to start off with, look at the draft. Tell me about the draft. I know you had some thoughts about the PBR team's draft, and personally, I think there was some talent there that didn't get picked, but overall, I think the level of talent, I think they're still plucking off the bottom of the barrel because, let's face it, there's not a lot of great bull riders out there. I mean, there's a lot of great ones out there, but there's not. Is there enough to maintain a draft?
There is, but they're only willing to go to Brazil to get them. They're not. They don't seem to be willing to go around the United States of America and look for them bull riders. They're just trying to turn it into a Brazilian league is what it seems like to me.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, there's a lot of hot bull riders in Brazil, though, too. I mean, that's kind of the hot spot.
Go to both. Go to Australia, too. Go to Canada.
Hey, Australia's got a lot of them. I think Australia is very untapped. I think they could spend a little more time in Australia looking, but, getting them over here would be another thing. Some of the guys may not want to come over here and ride.
And
I don't know
draft
why.
A couple from Australia, but not very many. And I think there's way more talent over there too.
But then just to not necessarily take that side, but the other side, the other side of that coin is, would them guys want to come over here? Some of them may not. Some of them may want to still maybe sow their oats or do whatever they need to over there to till maybe they don't think they're ready to come over here.
When are you going to be ready? I mean, at some point in time, I hate to be vulgar, but at some point in time, you got to throw your nuts on the chopping block and tell them to swing big axe. I mean,
that's true. You got to. At some point, you got to man up. But hey, back to about the draft though. I still thought they left. I watched the green room or whatever they want to call it back there, the blue room, whatever room it was. They had a bunch of the riders in. I seen a bunch of good bull riders in there, and they wasn't picked.
I know a bunch of good bull riders that went to the combine and did not even get looked at or invited to the draft.
And that's crazy to me. I don't know what these guys, what are the coaches looking for?
But yet when they draft these other guys and they're showing videos of them barely riding jumping kickers, what are we doing?
Yeah, I seen one video, and they was highlighting it during the draft.
Yeah, that's sad.
The kid fell off a jumping kicker, and he got drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to market something, I'm definitely going to show the same. I'm glad we're here recording now because they've deleted out a couple of my bloopers, So, but I think I would look at that video and surely to goodness they had a better video of that guy riding. to help promote the sport, saying, hey, look at this hot guy coming in. Instead, they show him bucking off a jumping kicker that a 15-year-old could ride, and he didn't even make the whistle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't understand it. There's plenty of talent to go around. I think there's plenty of talent, and honestly, these young guys, exclude me from this, but these young guys, I see them wanting to take money. Me, I want to go buckle, but they're different from me. So they're wanting money. Like a buddy that we knew used him in a bull team. He told us when we was down there, he didn't want to do that side, and then he got to thinking about it. Well, there's so much money in it, and then he winds up 2 months later entering the draft and doesn't get picked.
Yeah,
and that kid, I think, that kid is extremely talented, and all because he was very busy rodeoing and didn't. What I can't understand is why can't you sit these kids down and talk to them about the opportunity of it?
Well, I think that's
Like
what the combine's for, and that would be something the coaches or general manager would.
The NFL doesn't just do combines; they go to the games, the college games, and scout them.
Yeah, they're scouts, and coaches go
Major
in and
League
talk
Baseball.
to mom and dads and things like that. But
if they're really wanting to do it, then why not go all in? Why halfway do it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they do that. They might do that. We just don't see that. But like I said, I seen a half a dozen kids, or I say kids, young men down there that didn't get drafted that I know for a fact can ride them going either way and are sticky and consistent, and they want to do it. Why was they picked over a bunch of and nothing against the Brazilians, a bunch of no-name Brazilians that we didn't know, and I call them no-name because a lot of them, this is their first time to America when they got to the draft.
Because everybody.
How do you know how they're going to fare on American-style bulls? Because we all know, and I like Vitor Losnacki, but when he come over, 3 or 4 years ago, they was saying he was the next Vitor Lemmy. He's going to be just as good as Vitor Lemmy, and he ain't fulfilled that.
Nowhere close.
Not even close to filling Vitor Lemmy's shoes.
Nope.
Or taking them over. Or I don't even think he can carry his rigging bag, to be honest.
Nope. And he's a good bull rider.
Very good bull rider.
But he's not
Very
that
good
level
bull rider.
that they was bringing him up to be.
I think they come over here and thought he had high expectations, and it just wasn't. And I think Missouri did one. Was it last year? The Furlong or something. I can't pronounce half these guys' names, so if I get it wrong, guys, don't shoot me, please.
And I'm pretty sure he didn't ride anything up until the last
round at the finals or something, maybe,
or something. And then he rode one, and they was all blown him back up again.
Yeah,
but I ain't heard nothing from him or about him this year.
I understand there's a learning curve coming over here, but come on, man. If you're going to pay these guys, sign these guys to a contract, bring them over here.
There's a learning curve for the Americans and the Australians and the Canadians, too. There's a learning curve for everybody. This is a high-level bucking bulls.
Yeah. I honestly think I could take what they had left over in that draft room and make my own team, and I could compete against any of the teams they got out there. That's how high level the kids that I knew, or the young men in there that I knew of, that I've seen ride or been around or whatever, that didn't get drafted, I can put them guys on a team. Now maybe they get signed to a practice squad because they didn't make the draft or didn't get drafted. Maybe they get signed to a practice squad and can work their way up. But it's just crazy to me that they didn't get drafted. And with some of the ones that did get drafted, it's crazy.
Well, like, why did Jet Harkins go in the second round?
That I don't know. I thought Jet should have been a first rounder. I did. Jet rides really, really good. And he's been on a hot streak for, 2 or 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
You know? I mean, I don't think he can spell hot streak or cold streak. Mm-mm. You know, that's just him. He's not really on a hot streak. That's just, he rides that good. But he went in the second round. I don't know how the draft went down with somebody thinking they was going to take somebody else and they didn't know about this kid. And then, there's a lot of drama that goes on inside the draft room and things like that. So you don't know the inner workings of it, but Jet would have been one of the first ones I picked.
I mean, and I know all the coaches are friends and everything, and that he's been going to Missouri Thunder and practices, and if Missouri didn't have a pick in the second round, I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm picking that kid to help my team.
Or trading up or something, because I think and that kid's young. He's got all the talent in the world and his whole future ahead of him. That's somebody that you might not be able to build a team around right this moment, but it'd be somebody, he would be a franchise player, and maybe in another 2 or 3 years after he gets through this learning curve and gets in the groove of things, I think you could build a team around him. Then he'd be a franchise player.
And I think he went to a good spot to Missouri. He's got Andrew, and Andrew can help him and stuff like that. And he's got Boudreaux. So, I mean, he went to a pretty good spot, but I don't think he should have fell that far.
Yeah. Well, all right, so we talked a little bit about the messed up draft that they had going on there, and we didn't know nothing about it, but there was a lot of trades going on, a lot of shuffling going on too there. Like Boudreaux where was he at before last year? Or where was he at last year? Was he on Missouri?
Yeah, he was, I think.
Okay, so he come from Carolina and then went to Missouri.
I think he went to Austin and then Missouri.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to keep track, but he kind of moved around and wound up landed in Missouri, which I think is a good spot for that team. But the big news, Carolina releases or somehow doesn't re-sign Sage Kimzey, 7-time PRCA World Champion bull rider. They don't sign him.
Nope.
They don't renew his contract. I don't know the details. We don't know. This is only what we see. So if we're talking about something and we got misinformation, PBR, you need to do a better job of letting people know what the hell is going on. But so he winds up with the Gamblers, the world champion Gamblers.
Joining a team with Jose Vito.
Oh, man.
Kaiki Pacheco.
Dalton Castle.
I mean.
Yeah. How deep are they?
Pretty deep.
And their backups are pretty deep, too. I mean, I pick Gamblers to repeat. Yep. I mean, I really do. I mean, anything can happen in bull riding, but, I mean, that's Sage going to Austin. What was Carolina thinking? What do you think they was thinking?
I think it just came down to money. I think is all it was. I think they tried to re-sign him, and maybe Sage wanted too much, or they didn't bring Sage the right asking price, and he went out the door.
Well, I don't know what they pay their other riders, but 7 gold buckles, and his riding stats were pretty good. Probably better than a lot of them left on that team.
Dalen's been getting hurt a lot, and Cooper only rides 3 months out of the year now, so.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's a head scratcher. That's a head scratcher for me.
They got some 2 hot young guns with Clay Guyton and Ethan Winkler.
I'm telling you right now, Clay Guyton is a stud. Yeah. I mean, that kid right there, he made the PBR finals, the individual season last year, but was hurt and couldn't get on. Makes it again this year, and does he show out? Hell yeah, he shows out. What's he do? He split the first round, rides a couple more.
I think he placed in the short round, too.
Placed in the short. I mean, come on. That kid's the deal.
Yep. He's not a flash in the pan, neither.
No.
He's not just going to be real flashy for a event or two in that year. No, he's consistent.
Well, what team was he on last year? Wasn't he on Wildcatters? Yep. Why did they let him go? Why did they release him to go to?
They got somebody for him, I'm pretty sure. Or no, they got multiple picks. I'm pretty sure Carolina gave up like a couple first-round picks and some Brazilian.
Huh. Well, I kind of like the guy that I know that's sticking his hand in his rope that's got a pretty good riding percentage. And you ain't even seen the best of him yet. So you're trading for a couple picks that you don't even know who the hell they are? Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of what I thought when I saw that trade.
Isn't a bird in the hand better than a bird in the bush?
Yeah.
Something like that. Ain't that the way that saying goes, I think? I don't know. I mean, I like to know what I got, not sit back and wonder. And then what they get? What picks did they take? Did they take some of them unknown Brazilians that they went down there and got? Went down to Brazil and got? Brought up that's going to have a learning curve?
I don't
to
think
get
JB,
back on?
I don't think JB went too much of that because he bucks at his house all the time. I think he went with. Actually, I know who he went with. I just can't think of his name.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of his name, but he does ride good. But you got Clay Guyton that's been riding PBR 2 years now. He's already went past that learning curve. Now you got a new kid that's gonna have to ease into the learning curve, and
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
didn't Clay at the individual season final, PBR finals, Unleash the Beast? Didn't he have a shot at the world title? I mean, trust me, he come in higher. Didn't he come in higher than Jose?
Yeah, there you go. He came in higher than Jose, so obviously he had a shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
18th, you said?
I think that's what Jose come in was 18th. 18th the
What's
first.
crazy is he even said he didn't like the points.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you where the point system come from. It come from Ty Murray. Ty Murray, great bull rider, great all-around rodeo cowboy. But when it come to the PBR, he was always second. Bridesmaid. Year after year, bridesmaid. So what more can be said there? I mean, he always wanted more and more emphasis on the finals. Why? Because he did good for a weekend. He always come in behind. I don't think he ever went into the PBR finals winning first. I don't know what he did throughout the year. He couldn't, maybe, I'm not going to say he couldn't hack it all year, but there was always somebody better than him all year long. Now, he would get hot at the finals, and like he won the finals the year that I won it. He was chasing me. I had it sold up 2 events before the World Finals. He couldn't catch me. Chris Shivers, almost the same way. He was out of the race, but he wound up second. But Ty Murray always was after more points at the finals. Put more emphasis on the world title with the finals. The finals, he wanted it to decide the world title. Well, congratulations, you did. You got a guy that come in from 18th all the way to first.
Look at this. Out of the last 3 years, 2 people, Rafael De Brito, come from 10th, won the world title.
Yep.
Then he got hurt this year. Can't think of his name, but he won the world last year. And now you got Jose coming from 18th. The only guy was Casio Diaz was the only guy in the last 3 years to come in first and win a world title.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think he succeeded, and it may make for more drama at the finals, but it doesn't tell you the true world champ.
It takes away from the year that Dalton Castle had.
Well, Dalton Castle won, what, 6, 8 events, 10 events?
He broke the record, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He broke
You win that many events, and you don't win the world title? And Dalton always has a horrible finals. Most terrible finals.
Well, he wound up, what,
They
top
still wound
10
up
this year?
Still top 10, 10th or 11th.
He can't place in the top
10th
10
or
out of
11th in
35
average.
Out of 35 bull riders, and the guy from 18th can still catch him?
Hey, you know what I think. I think it's all set for drama over there, and it's a show and a circus. Although they do have some of the best bull riders in the world, and they have some of the best bulls in the world. Probably the best bulls. But PRCA, I think that's where it's going to, man.
I think that's where more of your best bull riders
I think
in the world are.
I think that's where your bull riders are going that want a real world title shot, a real go buckle that, the best guy all year wins. And I'm not going to say that a guy in 15th, make the NFR, can't come up and win it, because one of our guests, Cody Hancock, did just that back in 2002. Now, there was a lot of other circumstances that went into that to make that happen, but...
Okay, but they cut it down to 15 guys. It's not 35.
Yeah. You got a point. It just and like you said, Raphael did it. DeBrito, he did it. He come from 10th to 1st. Seems like it happens more over there because Ty Murray whined and wanted more points at the finals.
Well, he is the
I don't know what you'd call him. Is he
president
still
of the PBR
is there even
like
a
that.
president, or is it Sean Gleason that's still, he's the CEO and commissioner and calls all the shots? What does everybody else do? Is there even a board of directors that have put their hand in the bull rope? Because I don't know what's going on over there. They don't let nobody know. And why? That's by design. They don't want you to know.
Yeah.
They're just going to do them. And that's fine, because we're going to do us.
But I think the money system that the PRCA does keeps it tighter.
It does.
It keeps a guy from running off with the world title, unless you're Stetson Wright or Sage Kimsey. It helps them keep the race more drama-filled.
Yeah.
Like the point system at the PBR, a guy can run off with it. Not now, though, because of the finals. But,
Yeah.
I mean, what we was afraid of is whoever wins the PBR World Finals is the world champ.
And
That seems, out of the last 3 years, that seems to be the case because all three of them was one average.
And if that's the way you want it to be, why do we have all these other events?
Yeah, just make it a big tournament.
Yeah, one big
I
tournament.
mean, it already is a big tournament.
Well,
Just make
it's
it,
a circus with the Kid Rock deal and the women's rodeo, and I have nothing. I like shit out of Kid Rock, and I like women's rodeo. But our studio guy here, he's a Kid Rock fan, so. But I have no problem with all that. But dance with the one that brung you. PBR is PBR for a reason. It started with about bringing the best bull riders and the best bulls to town and showcasing them. And now we've got the Kid Rock Rodeo leading up to it. We've got the women's rodeo in between rounds or sections at the PBR World Finals. It's not all about the PBR World Finals no more. It's about all this other shit we can throw in there. And what it boils down to is they have to have some kind of circus like that to fill that big stadium.
Mm-hmm.
They've got to fill, and they don't fill it, but
No.
they've got to try to do that.
They got to cut it down in half.
Yeah.
And they still don't fill it when it's halfway.
And I went down there and watched it. I'm telling you, as a fan, it is freaking horrible.
It took forever for
It
them
is
to run.
horrible to watch.
It took them forever to run.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Because they cut it down to, 20 bull riders?
It was something like that. I'm not talking about that, though. I'm talking about from where I was sitting in my seat as a spectator. You'd better bring a fucking spotting glass or binoculars, a spotting scope or binoculars or something, because they're so friggin' far over there that, I mean, look, I got my glasses somewhere right here. They don't work. Not in that big damn thing. I mean, I basically sat there and watched it on the big screen the whole time because it looked like a bunch of ants over there. Now, what kind of atmosphere is that? Take it back to Thomas and Mack or one of them 20 or 30,000 seat venues. You're up close. You're in tight. You can feel.
Especially if you're only selling 20 to 30,000 tickets instead of having to sell 80.
Yeah. And, well, they got to be cutting a profit with Kid Rock and their producers, mm-hmm. and the women's rodeo, they're getting a cut too.
Nobody's
so
donating.
They're not making any more money, I wouldn't think, making any more money by going to AT&T other than just saying, hey, yeah, we're at Cowboy Stadium. Yoo-hoo! Yeah, no,
From what I hear, nobody likes Jerry's World anyways.
That's true, too. I know. It's like $14 beer and $32 nachos. I mean, I'm fat and I drink beer, so yes, I know the prices. Damn right I do. But, go back to Thomas and Mack. You can feel the energy, the vibe in there. The music is better. It just sounds better in there because it echoes off the walls. And you get an energy in there. The riders feel it. I know because I've been in there. I've rode in them arenas. The energy is alive. You can cut it with a knife. And it makes for a better event. And more, I don't know, way more prestigious to me because you might as well be, it feels like you're riding in an outdoor arena at Cowboy Stadium. It's so wide and so big and so far away, and it's like you've got a bull riding here and it's a practice pen, but yet 3 miles away over here, you've got the crowd. You're detached from the crowd. And the whole part of PBR is the best bulls, the best riders with the best fans. Well, when you put them in a big stadium like that, you're detaching the fans from the event. They can't get up close to the riders, like at Thomas and Mack or whatever. You feel like you could almost sometimes reach out there and grab a rider. Or we'd be behind the chutes, and somebody sitting behind the chutes would, say something. You could talk to them, interact with them, or they felt like they could interact with you. Well, not in AT&T Stadium, or whatever, Jerry's World, wherever they have it. There's so many damn stadiums down there.
It's AT&T.
Is it AT&T? Yeah, because I don't go down there. Nachos, $32 nachos killed me. Get out of town.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot for us poor boys.
Oh, I'm telling. Well, and that's something else too. What were the tickets down there?
I think it was around $300.
Yeah. Your rodeo people are not rich. Rodeo people, bull rider, dang sure ain't rich. And the fans, we're blue collar people. Ask blue collar prices, not sky high daggum prices where you're just making it a rich man's game. You can't. It's going to be like, we was talking about the football. Coming back the other night with getting that bull, we was talking about the football ticket prices down there, and all that. It's getting almost bad where the Super Bowl every year, only unless you make 6, 7 figures a year, you can't get tickets. Or if you're not a sponsor or don't know somebody, you can't get tickets to get in the Super Bowl. They're astronomical. Well, that's about the way they're making the PBR World Finals tickets, having it down there, charging $180 for a ticket that's 22 miles up, And if you're going to sit there and watch a big screen, I promise you, I can make nachos and buy beer a hell of a lot cheaper at home and get a better experience watching it than watching it down there.
Can you get a better experience watching it, though, anymore?
I don't get a good experience watching it when I do watch it. It's a joke. I love bull riding, and most of the time anymore, if I do watch it, I mute the audio because, I know there's some good commentators on there, but one of them has no clue what he's talking about, has no clue, and, let's get it. Let's just say this. If he's got a bull called if a guy rides a bull called Monster Mash, he's got to say something about Monster Mashed him, or it's always something like that. Because he knows nothing else to say, nothing else to talk about. It's crazy that the prices and the things that they're doing, they're driving blue collar people away from PBR. That's why, hey, I watch Cowboy Channel all the time. I watch the rodeos all the time. It's honestly better watching.
And I think pro rodeo for a bull rider has gotten a bad rap about all they get on is just a little good spinners and all this. No.
I agree.
Pro rodeo guy, a bull rider that rides in the pro rodeo, they have to deal with all kinds of bucking bulls. PBR, they have to deal with, yes, they are some bad bucking sons of guns, and yes, but that's what they get on every weekend. It's the same bulls they see every weekend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. These guys that are going pro rodeos, they don't know what they got.
Well,
half the time. Yes, they get that, but like when you're traveling with your buddy and he draws one that he knows, and you're going to follow him to that bull ride, and you draw one and you don't know what he is.
You're getting on him.
Yeah, you got to get on it. You got to follow your traveling buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I tell you what, I think the PRCA a while back, I don't know, maybe 8-9 years ago, had a bad rap that the bulls wasn't that great because PBR was still coming off their high. Mm-hmm. From the early 2000s when it was the best of the best. And since they've started changing it a bit, PRCA, they ain't let up. They've kept going. I tell you what, the breeding programs and stuff that the PRCA contractors have got, they got some top-notch bulls. I watch it. I've watched rodeos. I've watched the Extreme Bulls. I've watched Del Rio. I watched Santa Maria.
Just needless to say,
Will Rogers rodeo. I didn't see a bad bull there yet. I really hadn't. I hadn't seen a bad one yet. They're all 21 to 22 pointers, 20 to 22 pointers, and they're not getting rode as much as they probably would at the PBR, but there's good bulls there, and if you ride good, go PRCA, go over there, and go get you a real go. Go get you. I keep saying real go buckle. PBR's got a real go buckle, but go travel down the road. Go get you a go buckle. Go get that away, and then you can come back and retire in PBR teams. Sign you a big fat contract and ride out the rest of the years. Because honestly, I still believe the teams should be a retirement for old bull riders.
Well, let's face it. Cooper basically does that now.
Yep.
And I know a kid that is only riding in the teams, and then what's his name? Sage. Yeah, I think he's on the end of his career. That's why he came over.
I don't think he's went to any pro rodeos that I've seen. I think he's
not
strictly
since he signed this contract.
Strictly straight up PBR, and that's fine. Hey, that's what he wants to do. Great, go at it. You've done. I mean, he's going down in the record books anyway, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Slide over the PBR, get into the PBR teams. He had a couple good years left, so he tried to go after a PBR go buckle. Cool, great. But when he's done, he'll have a couple extra years left in teams because he'll sign him a nice big fat contract, sit over and ride, and they'll pick little spinners for him to get on, and he'll be 88 to 92 or 3 every time. I mean, there's several riders that could do that.
I think there's several guys in the PRCA that are older that could get a contract with the teams too, but they're not. I don't think they're willing to go give that.
They're not ready to give up the rodeo road. They're not ready to give up the go buckle chase. And from all the things that we've seen, I don't know how long do you give the Unleash the Beast with PBR?
Maybe another year. I don't know. They're already starting to filter teams into the Unleash the Beast.
I seen that.
And a big event that goes on it's been going on since PBR started. Mr. Chad Berger is no longer doing his event no more in Bismarck.
I seen that. They just did that the other day. They said this is the last one. And that was a big Touring Pro. Yep. Big one. So, with that, and then with the way they advertise the teams throughout the Unleash the Beast season compared to the way they advertise the Unleash the Beast season through the teams, it tells me that they don't. You're right. That's kind of what I'm getting at is they don't. So, but they advertise the teams in Unleash the Beast, so they're really pushing for the teams. That's all they want, I think. Instead of dancing with the one that brung you, they're gonna go over here. This one over here. Maybe she's proportioned a little better, they think, and they're gonna go dance with her. But instead, dance with the one you got you to town. Mm-hmm. That started the whole following, the whole fan base, the whole everything. And then to go ahead and kick the fans in the nuts, they said they wanted to go after a new fan base. Well, what the hell was wrong with the one that supported you for 25, 26 years, 27 years?
And you can't tell me that's a small fan base.
No, it wasn't a small fan base.
I mean, because look at everybody that does this. I mean, there is millions of people that do this.
Hey, I understand trying to expand your fan base because everybody is. We are too. But I'm not going to kick our original followers in the nuts and go, I don't like you. I'm going to go chase this other genre of people over here. I'm not going to do that. You stay with the one that brought you to the dance. Build and expand on that. I mean, if PBR is going woke, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go woke, you go broke. And I'm not saying they're going woke. I'm not. No. But I don't. As they all know, we don't agree with them.
No.
At all.
No. Not a single bit.
What team you think's going to dominate this year? PBR teams.
Austin, probably.
I think so, too.
They're a favorite, but I think my dark horse would be the Cowboys.
All right. Let's go a little deeper. Who's going to finish dead last?
Do you really want me to say?
I
What I think?
really, honestly want you to tell me who you think's going to wind up dead last in PBR teams. Tell me who's got the worst team.
I hate to say this with a buddy on the team, but I think the Mavericks. I don't think they're as in depth as what they as other teams are. I think I mean, they do have a really good kid with Mason too, and then Hudson Bolton.
Hudson's pretty tough. I think they might.
But that's two bull riders. That's two bull riders.
You got a point. Sometimes it only takes one ride to win an event.
Sometimes, but they also have three bull riders that they can fall back onto.
Yeah, I agree. So you think the Mavericks going to wind up last, huh?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the team to be dead last.
I think the Thunder.
Thunder?
I think Missouri Thunder's going to wind up dead last.
I don't know. They're kind of got, like I said, they got their starting three. And I think that's what it takes to have.
Which one's name one of the starting three?
Andrew Alvidrez.
Okay, cool.
Boudreaux Campbell.
Yeah,
Boudreaux Harkins.
Boudreaux can't stay healthy.
No,
so where's the backup? Where you coming in at? Because the Mavericks, you just said, had two good bull riders. Now we're already down to two over there, and one of the two is a rookie.
Yeah.
For the Thunder. You see where I'm going?
I see.
Yeah, you smell what I'm stepping in. Yeah.
Maybe we got the bottom two teams.
I think Texas. What do you think?
Rattlers?
Yeah, what do you think about the Rattlers?
They got Cody Lambert, and I think that's the best coach in the PBR teams right now.
Yeah, you got a point.
He has always had a competing team.
He has. He's been the most solid, for sure.
They may be bad for the first 2 months, and then they go win 18 in a row.
Yeah.
So
well, didn't the Brady bunch get broke up?
I do, yes.
So
yeah, I do believe so.
How's that we're going to it's going to test Cody Lambert a little bit there. I'm sure he's got something under his sleeve.
It was broke up last year, so
was it? Okay.
And they fared pretty good.
Yeah.
So I think they didn't make as deep a run in the playoffs, but I think they'll be just fine.
All right. Well, is Cassio coming back this year, you think?
Mm-hmm.
Cassio's coming back, so
sure he's healthy.
That bodes pretty well for Kansas City. You know,
but I mean, let's face it. I mean,
he was the anchor to that team.
Hang on,
so
look at this. Who else do they have besides Cassio?
Well,
they got Colton Hevelo, but who else?
He's me. And I like Colton. I think he rides good, but in the overall spectrum of everything, I'd put him a 6 or 7 out of 10 on a PBR scale. You know, he's that middle of the road guy that's got potential to go somewhere, but just ain't quite got over that hump yet.
He don't like going to the front.
Yeah, that's he better keep a dentist on call. I don't know. All right, sneaky surprising team that's going to do well that you didn't think would.
I didn't think would.
That you wouldn't expect. You know, your long shot, that you think's got a shot if everything goes right, but just, I don't know.
That's a thinker.
I'm going to say the Wildcatters. I think the Wildcatters are sneaky. I can't discount JB. I love JB's mentality, right? He's old school mentality. You don't look off. You don't check out. Don't be a pussy. And get on bulls. That's the way it should be. There ain't no coddling, no catering to these guys, no coddling or anything. He's got a pretty young team, but I think
he's had that team for
2 years.
Well, he's had that team. He got that team last year.
Yeah,
he built that team.
So that's what I'm.
They'll be a little bit like Case last year, which I was really surprised to see Case only ride like 1 or 2 bulls last year during team season, because I mean he came off on a hot streak, winning everything in the pro rodeo, and then just getting on the same caliber of bulls, and I'm like, Case, come on, man.
Yeah.
But I seen him some videos of him getting on some here recently. I think he's ready. I think he'll be. I think he's ready to take the lead.
That's kind of the angle I'm going at here with the Wildcatters. They could be great, but they could be bad is JB's had a year with them already. It's time to.
And he's stayed
The
with
second year. Here we go. Yeah,
he's
and
had hands on them all year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, every second.
Yeah.
Every time they have a practice, I see that whole team there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think
team unity is key.
I think that's
very, very key.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see any other teams really doing that after team season. I mean,
no. All right. Hey, we're into the truth session here. You said Cody Lambert was the best PBR teams coach out there. Who's the worst? I'm gonna put your ass on the spot right here. Who do you think's the worst?
Well, if we go by record, Justin McBride's got the worst record.
What? How can he do that? He won the first team championship.
Well,
how is that? I mean, they had the worst season record and then got hot at the finals.
That's what I'm saying. If
you know what I mean?
Stats,
yeah. Okay.
If you go by stats, he's got the worst record.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he's the worst coach? No, I do not. I just think he hasn't. I think his general managers and I don't think they do a very good job drafting or picking up new players. I don't think they do a good job handling them neither. But the worst coach, probably Ridge Riders coach.
Kobe Yates?
Yeah. Nothing against him. Nice guy. I just don't think he's a coach. I think he's a cheerleader.
Yeah.
What about you? Same question to you. Uno reverse card, bud.
Uno reverse. I gotta go with Missouri, man. I do. I really do.
Coleman.
And I like Ross. Ross is fine. You gotta be able to. There's more to bull riding than just being a cowboy.
Well, and
you know what I mean?
That's another thing.
You've got to get in there and be approachable and talk to and train these guys. And Ross is a great guy, hell of a bull rider, everything. I just don't think coaching's really his neck.
Well, that's another thing that's going to be interesting this year. Is the last 2 years, in the draft they've had guys that are seasoned, ready to go.
Yeah.
And they have no holes. They've been there, played there. They know what it's like.
Yeah.
Now these guys that they've drafted, and they didn't look too hard, in my opinion, for bull riders anywhere.
Yeah.
So they're going to have a lot more holes than the other bull riders.
Yeah.
So how are they going to fare?
Yeah. And let's square this up. All these guys that are coaches ride real good. They rode real good at some point in time, and they're probably a really good coach. We've got a short field here that we're playing with, and we pick the best and the worst. And, just because you're the worst, you're not.
Here's another question.
Not bad.
Who's your coach you think just fills a spot?
A coach that just fills the spot. Who's on the Mavericks? Who's the actual head coach of the Mavericks? Is it Ed Nye or is it Cody Lostro?
Cody Lostro.
I think Cody's involved. I gotta go Ridge Riders, man. I do. And Kobe's one of I consider him a buddy, a friend. We're cool, but I don't see all I ever see. Because we don't see the behind the scenes, right? But what we see on TV,
a little bit of behind the scenes,
somewhat. We see behind the scenes, what's shown on TV, not behind the scenes. And what I see on the screen, all I see is fucking cheerleading, man. That's it. I don't seem like when a guy gets bucked off, it goes over what he did wrong or what he thought he could have done, or
like they do with Cody Lambert.
Or something like that.
That's why I consider Cody to be the best coach, because they go to him, hey, this bull bucked me off.
They look up at him and go, what? And he'll go, well, you did this, and you did this instead of do that. You don't see him doing that with Kobe or Ross or
really any other coach.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see, and that could be the guys that you drafted, guys that you signed to a contract.
And it could
too.
be. It could be team. Like I said, we're not seeing behind the scenes, and
But
we don't know the team atmosphere or
also-
mojo either. So
that also comes down to that management on the team side too.
mm-hmm.
You pick that guy.
Yeah.
You got to get him to buy
You
in.
have to have them buy in, and you have to pick coachable riders that are willing to take your bait and run with it, and learn from it, and gain something. And it's not like, I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, but I've put on a few bull riding schools in my day, and I never tried to force my riding style on anybody. I always tried to help them with the riding style that come natural to them, right? Because the basics of bull riding is the basics of bull riding. I don't care what damn style you got.
Well, I'm one of your students, and I ride nothing like you.
Absolutely, you do not.
I mean, nowhere near. There's no similarities. There's nothing.
You look more like a Clint Bronger
I think it's
with that form. That is a high compliment.
Yes,
High compliment. But why ain't that guy coaching?
Yeah.
What about
Well,
that
okay,
guy?
honestly,
Come
though-
on. He's
honestly,
got a whole
though,
other life in Montana, and he
it's
raises
Mr.
buck and horse. I mean, come on. Yeah, but
I don't
dude,
think. I don't
why
think
not that guy?
Troy Dunn.
Australia, he don't want to come over, and that's he's coming on here in a little bit, and that's a question we can sure enough ask him.
There's
And
plenty of world champs that I'm like, why are they not coaching?
you don't even have to be a world champ, but you know what you got to be? You got to be in that Ring of Honor.
Is Ridge Rider's head coach in the Ring of Honor?
I don't know. He might be the only one.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
He might be, though. I don't know. I don't know, because they don't advertise it much and put it out there. They just kind of slide it under the door like they do everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't let nobody know nothing. So, not that I need to know. How long we been running here? We've been talking long enough.
Yeah, we've.
Or you got anything? You got anything else to say? I mean, come on.
What would I have to say? I mean,
Well, I don't know. It's pro bull talk.
we've kind of ran our mouths for a while now.
Hey, PRCA, early. Right now, it's early. Who you think's going to take the title?
Tristan Hutchins.
Tristan Hutchins, you think? Gosh, boy, you are high on that guy.
I
He
am.
rides really, really good.
He rides really, really good. And I know you say he's streaky all the time, but I mean, he shows up at the biggest events all the time, every
does.
time. And
I got a guy, and I've never met the guy.
hang on. The young kid, though, that I think could make the finals and go on a run is a kid by the name of Lane Vaughn. They need to watch out for him. He's from Oregon.
Yeah, I think I seen him on the Cowboy Channel the other day. He
And
does
that
ride
kid
good.
rides pretty
He
good.
does ride really good.
And he's been on a hot streak.
Well, all right, that's something to put in my pocketbook. Stetson, Kai, they coming back?
Yeah, they're back.
They're back.
They've been. I
All
don't
right,
know
so
where
they're
you've
co-
been.
I
I don't know where you've been. They've been
Well,
back
I
for a
seen
minute.
I seen Kai on there the other day, and I seen Stetson, but I couldn't tell if it was a
no, it's yeah.
because some of the
Stetson-
rodeos on Cowboy Channel
Stetson just rode one at the Sisters Rodeo.
they'll be backdated or old or something. So
Yeah,
I wasn't
no.
sure. So
Stetson and Kai are back.
well,
I
where
mean,
are they at in the standings then? Are they?
They're in the top 15. The Wasey's
Okay.
winning it right now, and Stetson I think is second, and I want to say
Oh, really?
Kai's like 5th or 6th.
Did I see Josh is coming back now?
Maybe, I don't know.
Josh
I haven't-
Ross?
What is he out for?
I think it was his shoulder.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it was his shoulder because I
Maybe.
just seen some clip, the Frost Legacy deal. They
Yeah.
put them out and seen something like he was getting on some practice bulls again. I didn't know if he was just getting ready for the team season or what, but
Is he even on the team anymore?
I don't know. I haven't seen.
Oh, he is. He's on the Wildcatters.
Oh, that makes it a little more sneaky.
Yep.
Or maybe not so sneaky. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it.
Last I heard, he was on the Wildcatters.
Well, they change. Them teams swap riders like they change underwear. I mean, they really do. Because, I don't know. Yeah. They might need to add
He
it.
got winning the world title in PRCA.
In the PRCA,
You got Stetson doing it again.
it's going to be hard to beat him. But if I didn't pick him, because I don't think Kai's back to where he should be.
No, we did see him somewhere.
Yeah, and and that's just one out. But
I wasn't talking about riding.
There's a young guy.
Jace Troscared?
Yes. I like that guy. That guy rides really good. He's been super consistent. He's young and hungry and going.
Mm-hmm.
I like him to win it. And he made the finals last year, so he's not an NFR rookie no more. He knows what it's like going in there now.
And he went in there with the lead last year too.
Yeah, he did. And so he knows what that's like.
He knows what it's like to be in the hunt.
Yep. And
in Vegas lights.
Yep. He knows what them 10 bulls are like.
Yep.
How long it is and how grueling it is. And I think the most I ever got on Vegas in a week was 8. So I don't know about the 10 because PBR, I think they only had 8 at one time. But, yeah, that's tough. It hurts. It's sore. You know when something else too the PBR did? And I'm not really hating on PBR at all here. Not on this one. But so they would do the break and they would have the first 3 or 4 rounds. Then they'd take 2 or 3 days off.
Oh, this year?
No. Well, yeah, and this year.
This year they took a full week off.
Well, right. But see, when it was all in Vegas, they do it at the MGM Grand or somewhere, or Mandalay Bay the first weekend, and then they would take a break for 2 or 3 days and then bring you back to the last 4 rounds. Well, by the fourth round, you're sore, but you're getting over that sore. You're just starting to get over that hump, and then you take 2 or 3 days off, and then everybody knows that second or third day, you're the sorest. But if you keep doing it, if they kept them running consecutive as a bull rider, it was better.
Yeah.
Because you're already sore.
Well,
you're not going to get unsore and then sore.
It's like getting on one back-to-back practice spin.
Yeah.
Your adrenaline's still running, so it's not.
Yeah.
You don't feel nothing if you dig.
And I know the PBR was doing that for a publicity side too, but they also said that it was so we'd have a break because we was getting on the world's greatest bulls in the world, and which we was. Big man, killing, arm yanking, growing, stretching, bone breaking bastards, Well, once I'm already in that groove, don't let me get out of that groove and then have to come back. It's better just to keep going. But, they had their reasons, and that's fine because they was giving away a lot of money, and I was sure they're going to be there.
That's something that PRCA does a lot more now is they give away a lot more money
They
than they
have
used to.
sure stepped it up. What's the rounds pay now? 36?
Close to 40.
Close to 40,000 a round.
Close to 40.
Right at 100,000 for the average, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Crazy.
I mean, not too long ago, Stetson won over $500,000 in 1 year.
Yep, sure did. So you can honestly win as much money in the PRCA as you can the PBR.
Because you get,
and you don't have to get on the man killers every week, and you get to travel around the world and rodeo with your buddies.
In my opinion, you get more sponsor opportunities in the PRCA too because you see them; they're more covered in sponsors than PBR guys. PBR guys had to be sponsored by 3 certain people.
They got to go through different agencies, yeah.
So
you can only choose them. Yep. Agents or whatever, something.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you sign on that dotted line. They own your ass.
Not me.
Mm-mm.
Not me and a couple of bull riders I know.
Well, we ain't owned by nobody either. Other than BTO. They don't own us. They sponsor us. Sponsors pay us. Help us. We don't make shit off this, by the way.
No.
We just like to raise a little hell and have fun, talk about old times.
Old times.
Yeah, you ain't got no old times yet. What are you, 17?
Yeah.
You ain't got no old times.
That's what I'm going.
What was your old times yesterday?
Hey, that's what I'm. Going, that's what I'm going to college for, so I can create those.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, we've had a ball today. We hated that a guest fell out on us. We'll have him back in on the next time we come in the studio. But man, we've had a ball here today with you guys. Again, go to our sponsors. Hit our sponsors up. Like our sponsors. Bull Teams Only and Dennis Davis Bucking Bulls. And be sure to obviously like and watch and thumbs up and comment on all of our episodes and on all of our social media platforms. It helps us bring better shows to you guys. And until next time, man. See you then.